I've got a brand new 3-day advanced training coming up. It is completely free. It's going to be in here in the Mojo Hub on Facebook, and I'm calling it Get Your Mojo Back. Duh, that's my whole thing, right? And it is the framework that I've been working on while I've been in a little bit of hibernation over the last sort of 18 months and getting my own mojo back last year. And I've distilled this down into this, I know it's going to sound like a big call, but it's like this bulletproof framework. And I'm not kidding, it's what I find when people have lost their mojo, and it doesn't even have to be this big dramatic thing. You might be sitting there going, Erica, my life's fine. Cool. Fine's nice. Okay is nice. I don't want fucking nice for my life. I want great. And I'm not saying that every day is going to be like, woohoo! Of course not. But what I want for those days are tools that get me back on track faster, so that I've got a steady damn center, so that when I get knocked off center, I'm not falling as far. I don't fall as far. It's called your, I've just gone blank. That's hilarious. It'll come back to me. Refractory period. That's what it's called. We want to shorten the period that it takes for you to get back to your center, back on track. We don't want to stay in some awful bloody mood or funk, feeling terrible for weeks on end, right? So it's 3 steps, this framework, that I've distilled all of my knowledge, my experience, my training, all down to this 3-step framework. And invariably, if you're not waking up feeling great about your day, great about your life, feeling excited about life, generally speaking, then there's one of 3 things missing. 1, you don't actually understand why you're not happy. And this is why I started this work, because I had no idea. It's like the shine really fell off and I had to go searching, right? Like life had fallen in the poo. Lots of you guys would have heard my story. If not, you'll hear it in the training. And it's not about me, it's about you guys, right? But the thing is that I know this works because I have used it, and I continue to use it, and I use it with my clients. And invariably, and I still get a kick when I hear this, and I shouldn't be anymore, but I'm still actually even a little bit surprised. Within a week or 2 of doing this work, and I mean doing the work, you got to show up, right? We can't just kind of wait for everything to land in the lap. We've got to kickstart the motion. The universe will join us halfway. But kickstart it. Within a week, clients say to me, oh my God, I feel so alive again. I feel positive naturally again. This is fun. I even had a client say to me once, she said, oh my God, Erica, I'm walking around smiling all the time. People are going to think I'm insane at work. I went, great, my job is done. And then if an obstacle comes up, do you then feel like you have the tools to get back to that place? See, that's often the thing that's missing, right? I think if you're watching this at all, you would have done enough self-work, right? That you probably follow some very inspiring people online. You probably read some books. Maybe you haven't. It's totally fine if you haven't. You probably know a lot about positive psychology, right? How do we get that to stick so that it lasts longer than 1 positive meme or 2 positive memes? They're really great and they're really helpful, but I want to empower you. The reason why I do this work, and when I was questioning last year whether I would continue this work and why would I, part of it was everyone needs to know this. As you can tell, I'm quite passionate about it. Everyone needs to know this. We are in the age of information now. Information is readily accessible. You could look all of the stuff up that I'm going to teach you online, no problem. But I understand, because I know it myself, that I would much rather learn with someone who I gel with, who I like their energy. Presume that's why you're here. I love having you here. But I would much rather learn with someone who I kind of am familiar with, I like their vibe, who has distilled it for me and goes, here's a package for you, start here. And if I then find something in that training that I'm doing, cool, I'll go and research that more, or I'll go and read another book, or I'll start a new practice that maybe I haven't tried before. Because if I sit here doing nothing different, and except I'm not bagging out positive memes, because I wholeheartedly absolutely endorse them. I use them all the time. It's the little reminders, right? That's part of your practice, is to keep the little daily reminders. So positive memes are awesome. All I'm saying is that if you don't feel it in your soul yet, in your nervous system, then let's go a little further. There's 3 steps to this framework. The first thing is understanding this mind-body connection. Why the bleep do I keep playing? I think I've already said the F word and now I've just beeped out my own F word. Anyway, hopefully no offense taken. I think you guys all know I swear. Why does my brain keep playing this kind of old pattern? Why do I have this consistent fear of money? Or why am I always guarded around relationships and I block out love? Or whatever else. Why do I continue doing jobs I don't really like? Why is my business not taking off even though I have done all the right bloody things? Great. Once you know this mind-body connection, and this is really sciencey stuff, by the way, I go super science because I think our conscious minds love science and they love evidence. I know mine does. So that's why I teach there, because when I have those aha moments in my conscious mind, I am on, mate. It is on board for the ride because it's fascinated. And something clicks, like some penny drops somewhere that my body and my brain know that this is the truth. So we start with the science. So day 1 is about why aren't I happy, even though on paper I've ticked all the boxes and life is good. And I'm feeling a bit guilty that I'm even wanting a bit more of the happiness or the meaning. It's not just happy, right? It's actually just waking the hell up, like waking our hearts up, which leads me to day 2. That's day 2. Is getting into our hearts, and you're being in a safe community environment. That's why the Mojo Hub is here, right? Is this environment where we feel safe to open up a little bit, because there's no poo-poos here, right? There's no, oh, really, Erica, you should do the sensible, like kill me now. No, I want to hear what the hell lights you up, because you know what? That inspires me and that lights me up. And then anyone I'm talking to is then going to feel this, even if it's an unconscious permission, to do the things that light me up. And before you know it, the whole pressure in, I know this is sounding big, but in society is going to lower, right? The whole conflict in our relationships is going to lower because I feel centered. And because I opened my heart up in day 2, I'm bringing my real self to this. And then day 3, and this is, you might have gone through phases of this. You've read a bit or you've learnt a bit about like mind-body connection or just, like I said, a bit about positive psychology or applied or self-development. And then 2, you might even know exactly what you want. And if you don't, that's okay, it will come. And then often what we're missing is this day 3 of actually being aligned with it, like living. This is like, I'm just going to be perfectly blunt, it's scary as shit. This is where the fear will jump up and it will try and drag you down. It will remind you of every time that you think you've failed something or that something didn't work the last time. But that's why we do it together, right? This day 3, you have to take a little step. It's 2 parts and they are completely at odds with each other. They seem like they are, but it's the absolute formula, I promise you, and I'll give you so many examples over the next week and in the training, of you take a step. So you have to be the one to take a step. I can't do it for you. No one else can do it for you either. But what you do when you take a step is you literally send off a different energy into, you have told the universe, if you like saying universe or spirit or source or whatever you like to say, you've told the universe, I'm taking a step in this direction over here. Can you meet me along the way? By the way, if you don't like universe or any of those ones, just say quantum physics, because it's the exact same thing. And again, we'll talk about a bit of that. Like the latest in science is agreeing with this, that everything is energy. So when we change our energy, we send out a different vibe, and that attracts a different vibe. The second part of this is then we have to let it go. We have to, and I find this so hard because I'm a real doer. I'm like, what can I do? How can I work harder to make this happen? I need to let it go, because if I'm working harder, there's a desperation. That's my energy going out there, right? So there is this whole letting go part. So we have to practice that too. If you're like me and you're used to like, go, 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 I can make it happen. So they're the 3 steps. We want to understand what's going on. Remember, once you understand an issue or a problem, think of anything in your life. Once you understand it better, if my bike is not riding, if I understand as if I ride a bike, I'm not very good at that. That's one of the things I need to practice. I'd like to practice. If my bike's not riding very well, I need to understand what's going on so that it doesn't happen again. Also, I know how to fix it in the future. Not that you need fixing, though. You know that's nothing I talk about. But understanding what's going on. Why is my beautiful mind and body playing me these obsolete patterns? Why does that keep happening, even though in other ways I've made huge progress? So day 1 is understanding, whole lot of science, whole lot of neuroscience. Let's get to the bottom of this. Why do we get stuck? Number 2, I want to feel your heart. I want to know what lights you up. It's boring as hell to me, like just surface level chit chat. Like, it's lovely because I can still get a vibe from people, but I would much rather know what lights you up. I don't care if it's like stamp collecting or like you want to travel to the moon. I don't care. If it lights you up, then that's going to be the key to you feeling great each day. And day 3 is then getting aligned with it. We actually have to live just tiny bit by tiny bit. This does not have to be a big overhaul. But the really key part about day 3, the getting aligned with it, is it becomes easy. So if you've done a lot of trying, I feel your pain because I have lived this and I'm still working on this, you know. It's not like I've hit the perfect stage. But if you've done a lot of trying, that day 3 is going to be everything for you, because that's when we let it go, our grip on all of the control. We've set a course of action for sure, but then step back. It's not all up to us. It's not all up to us. We're going to be missing because we can't. There's a great Einstein quote, you can't solve a problem with the same mindset that created it. We have to open up and do a little bit more trusting and a little bit more faith, and that's where support and community is really great. But I promise you, once you get that first bit of evidence that it worked, you will, your mind will be blown, and then you'll be so addicted to the process because you will know that you are empowered to create cool stuff in your life. As usual, I've talked for some time, so I'll leave it there. So register for the free training. It is in here, but I need to know who's registering, right? Because you guys are going to have reminder emails. You're going to have access to the replays for a limited time, the people who have registered. So check out the link that's around here. There's more detail on that webpage, or just sign straight up if you've been listening this whole time and it's really calling to you. It's completely free. There's nothing to lose. I would really love to connect with you guys. It's a live training, by the way. It's 3 one-hour sessions, Tuesday 13th of June at 6 p.m. That's Australian Eastern Standard Time. And then we go on with Wednesday, Thursday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 1-hour sessions. You can have access to the recorded replays, only for a certain time though. So pay attention to the reminders. Make sure you sign up. I'm really excited to check in with you guys again, and I'm really excited that I've kind of got this framework in a way that it's rock solid. I'm 100% happy with this. This work works. I've just had client after client after client and myself just feed this back to me that this works. This works, and you feel finally empowered rather than just crossing your fingers or having, you know, a brief moment of feeling good and then crossing your fingers, you know, that the poo doesn't hit the fan again. It's like, it always is going to. Life is going to throw us this stuff. But once we're empowered and we're recentered, then we can handle it way easier. And like I said, that refractory period gets shorter and shorter. We go off, we come back within, like that. All right, I'm going to go. Please register for the training. Let me know any questions below. Have a chat to each other if you've got some cool experiences to share, and I'll see you in the training. Much love, you guys.